This is the session 5 of the Immunology and Animal Biotechnology paper for the 5th semester biotechnology students, and in this session we are going to learn about the primary lymphoid organs. I am Dr. G. Hema, Faculty of Biotechnology, working in Maharani Science College for Women, Bangalore. In the previous session we had discussed about the process of hematopoiesis, the common lymphoid and myeloid progenitors, and all the cell lineages that arise from these two cells. We also learned about the functions of these different types of cells in the immune system. And in the current session, we are going to learn about the different types of lymphoid organs. The primary lymphoid organs, namely bone marrow and thymus, will be discussed in detail, including their structure and function. The lymphoid organs are those which are involved in the functioning of immune system. These are majorly grouped into the primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. The primary lymphoid organs are bone marrow and thymus, whereas spleen, lymph nodes and lymphatic tissues are the secondary lymphoid organs. This image shows us the location of the different organs of the lymphoid system in the body. The primary lymphoid organs, namely the thymus and bone marrow, are these, whereas the secondary lymphoid organs include the spleen, lymph nodes and other tissues. The primary lymphoid organs are those in which the lymphocytes and other immune cells originate and also differentiate into their mature states. Particularly, the B cells undergo maturation in the bone marrow. The B cells originate and also undergo maturation in the fetal liver and bone marrow, and in adults only in the bone marrow. The T cells or the T lymphocytes originate in the bone marrow and reach the thymus, where they undergo maturation and selection. Bone marrow is the pulpy substance that fills the cavities of larger bones in vertebrates, namely the femur, tibia and the vertebrae. The bone marrow contains several different types of cells, of which one is the hematopoietic stem cell. The bone marrow also contains several other types of stem cells. The hematopoietic stem cell, in the process of hematopoiesis, gives rise to the common lymphoid and common myeloid progenitor cells. These are also a type of multipotent stem cells. These progenitors give rise to the other different types of cells involved in the immune system. The B cells mature, during which they acquire the repertoire of antibodies, membrane-bound antibodies, in the bone marrow. The cross-section of bone marrow is represented here. Bone marrow contains a lot of network of cells, of which one is the hematopoietic stem cell. Along with these stem cells, it contains lot of stromal cells which help in maturation of the differentiating cells. They provide the microenvironment for the specialization and maturation or differentiation of the cells that arise from the stem cells. Understand that the adult bone marrow also acts as a secondary lymphoid organ, since it hosts a number of mature T cells as well as plasma B cells. The thymus is another primary lymphoid organ. The thymus is located in the thoracic region. It is a glandular, flat, bilobed organ divided into lobules by structures called as trabeculae. The thymocytes or immature T cells reach the thymus from the bone marrow and undergo maturation. The thymus is encapsulated and divided into two lobules. Each lobule is again two lobes. Each of these lobes is again divided into lobules by connective tissue strands called as trabeculae. The outer or peripheral region of the lobules is called as cortex and the central or inner region is called as medulla. The cortex is packed with numerous developing thymocytes, whereas the medulla contains mature T cells rather than developing thymocytes. Both the cortex and medulla contain a lot of stromal cells including dendritic cells and epithelial cells. Some of these epithelial cells physically interact with the maturing thymocytes and act as nurse cells. So the cross section of thymus shows us nurse cells also. So these nurse cells provide the microenvironment and necessary hormones for the maturation of thymocytes into mature thymocytes. The medulla also has dendritic cells. These dendritic cells present antigens to the thymocytes and facilitate their selection. Those thymocytes which recognize and interact with self-antigens are eliminated, and only those thymocytes which recognize and interact with non-self antigens are allowed to survive and proliferate further. Thymus in vertebrates involutes or undergoes atrophy with age. Thymus reaches its maximum size by the age of puberty, and then onwards it declines by shrinking in size. The fat content increases and the number of active T cells generated in the thymus reduces. Thymus also facilitates the formation and expression of CD molecules on the surface of T lymphocytes. So, the thymocytes acquire the T cell receptors as well as the CD molecules in the thymus. The T helper cells possess CD4 molecules, whereas the cytotoxic T cells possess CD8 molecules. To summarize, bone marrow and thymus are called as primary lymphoid organs. In this session, we also learnt about what is maturation of B cells and T cells, the internal structure of the primary lymphoid organs, and the functions of different types of cells in these organs. These are the references which will give a deeper insight into the primary lymphoid organs. Thank you.